oh, 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 oh. I can't live without you. Oh, 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 oh. I can't breathe without your love. Your love.
This is just a reminder that the 2026 commencement ceremony is being broadcast on the district YouTube channel. For your safety, in case of an emergency, please note the exits. To the right, my left, and the entrance to the hallway. I will also ask that everyone refrain from approaching the stage or blocking the aisles. We want to make sure everyone can see our graduates. And now, let's begin tonight's ceremony. At this time, I would like to ask Class of 2026 Class Council Representative Lorelei Heckman to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to ask that everyone please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Sanborn Regional High School Chorus, led by our choral director and Class of 2020 graduate, Mr. John Putnam.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you all for that wonderful performance. I would like to welcome you, the family and friends of our graduates, the faculty and staff of our school, the community members, alumni, school board members, budget committee members, the seminary trustees, and members of the class of 2026 to the Sanborn Regional High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2026. My name is Nicole Cartier, and I am proud to be the principal of Sanborn Regional High School. On the stage tonight, I'd like to acknowledge those who are here with me, as well as those who made today a success. Our interim superintendent of schools, Dr. Robert Dawson, school board member, Mrs. Heather Ingham, industrial arts teacher and class of 2026 advisor, Mr. Eric Beebe, class of 2026 advisor and former Sanborn special education teacher, Mrs. Abigail Stickney. Assistant Principal Mr. Josh White. Assistant Principal Mr. Scott Maxwell. Assistant Principal Mr. Sean Walker. Assistant Principal Dr. Allison Trimper. I would also like to thank the following people for all of their efforts over the past several months for making tonight possible. Sally Lantigua, Deidre Cotter, Deb Haley, Mary Morrill, Joni Marcilla, Dr. Dawson, Dan Doyle, Matt Hewson and the entire facilities staff, the Kingston Fire Department, the Kingston Police Department, and the amazing students who helped bring the vision of graduation to life. Class of 2026, although I may not have been part of your entire high school journey, I am incredibly grateful and honored that I was able to witness this final chapter. You welcomed me into this community while preparing to step into new chapters of your own, and for that, I sincerely thank you. From the very first day your class entered this building to this ceremony today, I have witnessed something remarkable in all of you. I have seen a dedication to serving others and the selflessness that comes with it. I have seen a fierce sense of school spirit and pride in your community. I have seen academic drive, motivation, and maturity that show just how prepared you are for what is so often called the real world. And perhaps most importantly, I have seen friendships formed here that feel more like family. Each of these qualities on its own is admirable, but together, woven into the way you support one another, lead one another, and celebrate one another, they define who you are. They are what make you the class of 2026. While the days ahead may feel uncertain compared to the routines and familiarity that school has provided for the last 12 years, you are here today because you are ready. You may not always feel ready for what comes next, and some days will feel more difficult than others. But never forget that you are stronger, more capable, and more prepared than you realize. The lessons you have learned here extend far beyond academics. You have learned resilience, compassion, responsibility, and how to support one another through both triumph and challenge. As you leave Sanborn and begin this next chapter, know that success will not always be measured by titles, accomplishments, or where life takes you. It will also be measured by the kind of person you choose to be, by how you treat others, how you respond to adversity, and how you continue to grow through every experience that comes your way. And no matter where life leads you, always remember this: you can always return to Sanborn. You will always have a home here with us. This community will continue to cheer for your successes, support you through your challenges, and take pride in the people you become. Tonight, there are 3 specific graduates I would like to recognize. When I call your names, please stand up and remain standing. Ranked 2nd in the class, salutatorian Lorelei Pearl Heckman. And tied to be ranked 1st in the class are valedictorians River Lynn DeFio and Kathleen Madison Feener. Congratulations to each of you for this outstanding academic achievement. While we have highlighted so many accomplishments over the past week, remember to never sell yourself short. Simply sitting here tonight in your cap and gown is a huge accomplishment. We are proud of each and every one of you, and we hope that you take pride in all that you have done and all that lies ahead. And because Disney holds a special place in my heart, as does Sanborn, I will leave you with these words. And so, our journey comes to an end, but yours continues on. Grab a hold of your dreams and make them come true, for you are the key to unlocking your own magic. Now go, let your dreams guide you, reach out, and find your happily ever after. It is my pleasure to introduce 2026 Class Advisor, Mrs. Abigail Stickney, who will introduce our class president.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to introduce the president of the class of 2026, Cadence Stevens. I first met Cadence 4 years ago when she walked into my freshman English class, and I remember getting an early sense that she was going to be someone special. Since then, I've had the privilege of watching her grow, not only as a student, but as a leader, and I've been fortunate enough to serve as her advisor through the 4 years here at Sanborn. Over these 4 years, Cadence has been a steady and positive presence in our school community. As class president, she has led with kindness, humor, and a genuine care for her classmates. She has the natural ability to connect with people, to make them feel included and valued, and she approaches every responsibility with thoughtfulness and follow-through. Sorry. What has impressed me most is not just what she has taken on, but how fully she has shown up for it all. Alongside her leadership role, Cadence has maintained excellent grades and stayed actively involved in other clubs and activities. She has managed a very full schedule with maturity, consistency, and a level of dedication that is not easy to maintain at this age. More than anything, Cadence is someone who leads with her heart. She cares about her class, she cares about this school, and she cares about the people in it. It has truly been a privilege to watch her grow into the leader that she is today and the lasting impact that she has had on the class of 2026 and our school community. Please join me in welcoming the president of the class of 2026, Cadence Stevens.
Thank you, Mrs. Stickney, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, parents, teachers, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2026. I have had the pleasure of serving as class president for the past 4 years. Being class president was not always an easy task. It has had its ups and downs, but luckily for me, I had an amazing cast and crew supporting me every step of the way. Because the truth is that high school was never about just the grades on a paper, it was about what was happening outside of it. The friendships, laughs, and moments that were unexpected, all of it coming together like scenes in a movie. I would first like to thank a few people. Thank you to my class council for always being there. Whether it was early morning signing up for the homecoming game or reminding me to send important emails, I am beyond grateful that I've had you by my side. I would like to specifically thank our senior vice president, Sarah Donovan. Most people are lucky to have a vice president that they get along with. I'm even luckier to call mine my best friend. Thank you to my parents for all the last-minute drives, late-night talks, and pushing me farther than I thought I could go. Thank you to our advisors, Mrs. Stickney and Mr. Beebe, for all that you have done for our class. And finally, I would like to thank the stars of tonight's show, all of my fellow graduates, because truly, none of us would be sitting here today if we didn't have each other. People say high school is nothing like it is in the movies. However, standing up here tonight to share our experiences, I can definitely say it's more alike than we think. We have moments we wish we could either replay or cut out, characters who come into and out of our lives, and conflicts that help us grow into better people. However, unlike the movies, our story isn't fully written. The difference between high school and Hollywood is that we go in on the first day with a blank script. Walking into freshman year with a cast we don't know, thinking our path was already planned out for us when it wasn't. We didn't follow the perfect plot, we created one. Whether that was joining a club, doing a sport, or sitting next to someone new at lunch, we each formed our characters that made our class today, because that's what high school's about. And as the one and only Troy Bolton once said, we really are all in this together. Without our sports teams, we wouldn't have games to cheer at. Without our drama troupe and their amazing acting, we wouldn't have the wonderful plays and musicals to watch. Without the student council, there wouldn't be pep rallies and school-wide events to look forward to. Every person here adds something special to our class. But it isn't just the characters that make a movie so great. It's also what happens behind the scenes. To the executive producers, the community members who have invested time and money into making this entire journey possible, to our directors, the teachers who guided us through classes, missing assignments, and late work that we probably shouldn't have accepted, thank you for challenging us and helping us for the past 4 years. To our producers, parents, and families that have been there from the start, thank you for pushing and supporting us through all the ups and downs, never letting our spotlight burn out. So now, as the credits roll on this chapter of our lives, it's hard not to wish for one more scene. One more Friday night football game, one more bonfire after a dance, one more moment to turn into a memory. But it isn't just the end of our story, it's just the end of this film. We will all start new storylines, whether that's college, serving our country, or going into the workforce. And as we start this new chapter of our lives, don't wait for someone to hand you a script. Continue to write your own, just like we've done for the past 4 years, because that's how our story is, and it's been a great one. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2026. We did it!
Thank you, Cadence. Up next, we have a musical performance in store for you this evening. I believe the senior members of the band and chorus have already joined their fellow musicians, and a few more. The chorus will perform "Thank You for the Music," which will be followed by the band performing "Fire Dance." And finally, the chorus and band will perform our school song, "Dear Old Sanborn." You can find the lyrics on the back of your program.
I'm nothing special, in fact, I'm a bit of a bore. When I tell a joke, you probably heard it before. But I have a talent, a wonderful thing, 'cause everyone listens when I start to sing. I'm so grateful and proud. All I want to do is sing it out loud. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. And she says I began to sing long before I could talk. And I'd often wondered, how did it all start? Who found out that nothing can capture a heart like a melody can?
Oh, okay, cool. I thought we were.
Thank you, Mr. Brad, Mr. Vinciguerra, Mr. Putnam, and our wonderful performers. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce Sanborn Regional High School Assistant Principal, Cross Country, Indoor Track, and Spring Track and Field Coach, Mr. Scott Maxwell, who will introduce our student speaker of the night.
There it is. It is my pleasure to introduce this next speaker. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of coaching Katie in cross-country, indoor, and outdoor track, and during that time, I've watched her grow into not only an outstanding athlete, but also a leader, teammate, and role model. Our distance team has a running joke that I'm the mother duck of the program, and if that's true, Katie has been one of the ducklings to help make my job much easier by helping look out for the rest of the flock. That caring nature extends well beyond our team. Katie has a natural ability with children that was showcased during her internship at the DJ Bakey Elementary School over the past 2 years. And I know from my own experience that whenever my 2 kids come to a track meet with me, the first thing they ask is, "Where's Katie?" She never signed up to be their personal babysitter, but always welcomed the role with patience, kindness, and a smile. This fall, she will continue her academic and athletic career at Merrimack College, where she will continue to pursue her passion for working with children by studying to become a speech-language pathologist and also compete in Division I cross-country and track and field. I have no doubt she will bring the same positivity, leadership, and compassion that have made such an impact here at Sanborn. Please join me in welcoming Caitlin Stocker.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell, for the wonderful introduction. It was really good. And before I begin, I would like to thank my friends, my family, my teammates, my coaches, and my ducklings for getting me to where I am today. As he mentioned, some of you might know me as a runner, but when I'm not on the track, my passion is working in early education. I've worked with tons of different groups of kids, all different interests and personalities. Some of them are quiet and calm, and others love to eat dirt when they think I'm not looking. True story. But putting that aside, the thing kids are best at is changing your view on the world one silly conversation at a time. For the longest time, I had a really serious view on the world. I always felt like everything had to be a certain way until I had an eye-opening conversation with a kindergartner last month about space. Personally, I didn't expect the conversation to really mean something to me later on, because how much does a 5-year-old really know about space? He started telling me about all the planets that are in the universe and how much he likes space. I then asked him which planet was his favorite. He stared at me for a moment before responding, and I was so sure he was going to say Neptune, because that's the planet he talks about the most. Instead, he said to me, "Well, I've only ever been to Earth, so I can't have one." I then told him that he didn't have to physically go there for it to be his favorite. It could still be Neptune. To which he said, "But how can I say it's my favorite if I have never even been there before? What if I don't like it?" He had a point. How could something be your favorite or the right thing if you've never been there before? The more I think about that conversation with him, the more I understand what he means. How could he know Neptune's his favorite if he hasn't experienced life there? Like my student with Neptune, most of us have an idea of where we will thrive, whether that be heading off to college, starting a job right away, or serving our country. But I just want you to remember that even if you have already chosen your planet, there is so much more out there for you if you don't like the one you're on. As an 18-year-old about to graduate high school tonight, I really don't know what the universe has in store for me or how everything will play out. Though the more I reflect on the conversation with a space-loving kindergartner, I truly understand that I cannot find my planet until I get there and see what it's like. So as we step off this stage and head off to our separate planets, I want everyone to remember the future you are envisioning is not set in stone. You are not stuck on any one planet. It might even take you visiting a few different planets to find your favorite, but you will. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Caitlin. Now I would like to invite our superintendent, Dr. Robert Dawson, to the podium to address the class of 2026.
Trust me, class, I know I stand between you and your diplomas. Later this month, yep, I'll be brief. Well, I told them yesterday I was going to do it in ChatGPT, but I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't. Later this month, I will wrap up my 9 years here at Sanborn and my 40th in education. I first want to take a moment to thank this entire community for the laughs, the love, and the moments that made teaching the greatest profession possible. As I mentioned to the class yesterday, I prepared a riveting 8-minute speech last week, all ready for tonight, but I also mentioned to them that I had used ChatGPT to determine how long it was. I wanted to clarify that these words that follow are all mine, I promise. Well, not all of them, actually. In fact, I pretty much chucked my speech in the trash a few hours ago. As many of you know, the class of 26 spent a part of their graduation day visiting the elementary schools most of them attended. Some of you headed off to Ellis and Fremont, while the rest of you visited the DJ Bakey and Memorial Schools. This wonderful tradition included some tears, teachers holding up class pictures of these same kids from 7, 8, maybe 9 years ago, even cap and gown kickball, and lots of goofing around on the Memorial Playground, which did include a minor injury as well today. Dad, you good? You're good. Very good. What really stuck out to me, however, was on a cart in the hall over at DJ Bakey School, a ceiling tile. In fact, Mr. Maxwell is going to turn and reach right through that curtain right there, and he's going to find that very ceiling tile. You didn't know this was interactive. Mr. White, may I borrow you, sir, please? Should we go? No? No, put it down. You can hold it up. Yep. Thank you. That's okay. Actually, I think I wanted that one. All right. That's good. Apparently, back in the spring of 2018, Mr. Wolfson's class, did I say that right? Thank you, created a time capsule of sorts. Working on a tip from their former PE teacher, Principal Lancy and our facilities team liberated this ceiling tile from a classroom at Bakey earlier this week. Mr. Wolfson himself wrote this on the tile, and you can see it right here. To the class of 2026, remember wonder. New Hampshire cookies, scary stories in the tent, run and be free, endless high fives, and howling in class? Me too, Mr. Wolfson. Let's focus for a second on one phrase there. Remember wonder. That is some great advice that could have been given 8 years as it was, 80 years, 800 years ago. In addition, some of you taped small notes to yourselves on the back, most of which you picked up today, or a lot of you picked them up today. I'm not even sure what this, actually, I'm going to read this one later, which now read, and I will read some of them too, excuse me. In 4th grade, I was 4'7" and weighed 93 pounds. The prompt here was, what do you want to be in your future? Become the best kickball player of all time. That's right. When you can, be kind. I will be tall. 4th grade is the best. Become police. That's the whole thing. That's what it said. Become police. Dear future me, 4W is the best class ever, and Mr. Wolfson is the best teacher ever. But one stuck out to me more than the others. Dear future me, I hope you know that nothing will hold you back, and you can be what you want to be, not what others want to see. P.S. You were awesome when you were 10. So what would you write, class of 26, on today's ceiling tile? What message would you send to yourself today to be pulled down from the ceiling in 8 years? I hope it would sound something like this. And I can't believe I'm going to do this. Hey, you, it's younger you. Be there for your team. Dream huge, gargantuan dreams. That's about the best I can do. Hey, you, it's younger you. Always keep in mind that it's easy to choose to be kind. Hey, you, it's younger you. You were awesome when you were 18. Class of 2026, make us proud and keep in touch so we may someday smile a little knowing you turned out awesome. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you, Dr. Dawson, and thank you for your years of service to the Sanborn Regional School District. Now, for the moment you have all been waiting for. Tonight, we will be conferring 99 diplomas to the class of 2026. Mr. Eric Beebe and Mrs. Abigail Stickney will now read the names of the graduates. Diplomas will be presented by Sanborn Regional School District School Board member, Mrs. Heather Ingham.
Okay. Yes. Oh, thank you. I'm ready. All right, let's get this started. River Lynn DeFio. Kathleen Madison Feener. Lorelei Pearl Heckman. Sarah Madeline Donovan. Come on, kid. Cadence Marie Stevens. Megan Ann Flaherty. Lexi Lou Guy. Jada Elizabeth Simpson. Fiona Maureen Abramowitz. Summer Maureen Campbell. Isabella Marie Carey.
Graydon Joel Aranella. Lavinia Fernandez Barbosa. Anna Kayla Barlow. Noah William Bateman. Evan David Boyd. Julian Ismael Bragna. Julia Marie Breuer. Arden Lily Ryan. Caden J. Kanata. Jordan Elizabeth Chesbro. Bailey Ann Chevalier. William Cole Clements. Juliana Rose Coburn Jope. Eric Thomas Coder. Ethan James Colarusso.
Isabel Autumn Cook. Kian Barrett Cunningham. David Samuel D'Angelo. Devin Guy DeToli. Victor Stephen DiDonato III. Jade Willow Dutton. Edward Francis Eaton III. Congrats, Eddie. Jacob William Eaton. Mackenzie Rose Figueroa. Vivian Rivka Flynn. Mia Phaedra Georgopoulos. Kelsey Jean Jaguar. Lane Sean Robert Gilson.
Jacob Andrew Gonzalez. Ella Pearl Gordon. Ava Nicole Grimes. Colin Joseph Guide. Santino Nathaniel Harding. Phoebe Jess Hood. Isabella Grace Indrasano. Thomas Joseph Ingham. Ryder Logan Ireland. Riley Anthony Janvrin. Parker Liam Kearley. Andrew Antonio Michael Christ. Jacqueline Leah Lampron. Howard Rashawn Langham. Gabriel James Lansing.
Anthony Michael Latimer Sargent. Jack Daniel LaValle. Hunter Joshua Legier. Peyton Rose Leslie. Adrian Faith Ann Liverman. Julie Rose Lumna. Paige Elizabeth Lumna. Colin Raymond Mahoney. Colin Patrick Manning. Madeline Grace Mark. Ashley Marie Marlowe. Dakota Ryan Martell. Isaiah Thomas Gerald Matias. Dylan Connor McInich.
Isabella Catherine McCarthy. Ian Michael McClintock. Bryce Patrick Mears. Dennis James Morrison.
Brian Michael Nadeau.
Matthew Joseph Nagrelli. Riley Connor O'Neill. Pierce Olivia Ortiz. Alexander David Paul Osgood. Connor Michael Paradis. Gabrielle Patricia Ray. Kyle Harris Redinger. Alec Michael Richardson. Nicholas James Remus. Samuel Thomas Ringleben.
Alexander John Rogers. Kaylee Ann Irene Ruel. Gianna Marie Sabatino. Matthew Tyler Segee. Lexi Ray Sosnowski. Benjamin Joseph Stanley. Caitlin Alyssa Stalker. Rowan James Stewart. Hunter Patrick Shimkowski. Thanks. Sydney Marie Toscano. Shay Elizabeth Tully. Mira Elizabeth Vogarakis. Christopher John Walker. And last but not least, John Michael Wettergreen Jr.
At this time, I will ask our graduates to please stand. Guests, please remain seated. The Highlanders will be escorting the graduates in a procession to the cafeteria. After the graduates are all out of the gym, everyone can exit through either side. Again, please stay seated until our graduates have left the room. Thank you, everyone, for being part of tonight's ceremony. Class of 2026, please move your tassels from right to left.